So if you're into trucks, performance trucks, off-roading, anything with power, big tires, or even if your tires aren't super huge and you don't have big power, but you have leaf springs, usually you're plagued with one problem. It's wheel hop. And wheel hop is caused by the torque reaction of the axle and differential wanting to twist the leaf spring. It twists it up under power and then down under braking. And what happens is the spring deflects and then it releases energy, and then that causes wheel hop. Now wheel hop can be countered by a couple things in the manufacturer. A lot of truck manufacturers stagger the shocks, so if you notice one shock's in front, the other shock's in the back. When you put high performance shocks and leaf springs, that kind of helps damp out the wheel hop. It doesn't eliminate it, but it helps get rid of a lot of it. And the other thing you can do is put in traction bars. Now our Project Tundra has wheel hop pretty bad because it has a big bad supercharged engine that makes over 500 horsepower, and we have a limited slip differential and pretty big Nito tires. All this stuff can create a lot of force to twist the leaf spring. So even though we have heavy duty Icon springs and Icon shocks, we still have a little wheel hop. Now if this was stock shocks and stock springs, the wheel hop would be awful, and we would probably be breaking parts. But the Icon stuff keeps it under control, maybe gets rid of 70% of the wheel hop. Some of the things you gotta look out for in a big power truck is when the spring deflects, the pinion of the diff really goes up and you put a lot of angularity on your U-joints. So big power Tundras tend to break their U-joints, especially when you're doing burnouts or if you're driving off-road and you're getting wheel spin. That's a problem. We don't want to do that. So we installed some traction bars from SDHQ. Now traction bars are a bar that go from the axle to the body, and it prevents the leaf spring from winding up. Now a traditional traction bar does that, but it has some drawbacks. When you have a bar that doesn't articulate, it binds up the rear suspension, which can cause oversteer and cornering. And when you're going off-road, it screws up your articulation, so it can mess up your traction when going across ruts and stuff. And they also affect your ride. They can make your ride really stiff. But what we really like about the SDHQ bar is it has a link right here. And this is a really unique part of their bar that I actually think it's kind of revolutionary because I haven't seen any traction bars like this. And this solves all the problems of a traction bar. You see the swing link here. It prevents the bar when the spring tries to deflect. It can't go up and down, but when the suspension articulates and goes over bumps, the link actually swings and pivots, and it gets rid of all the bind that the traction bar can cause. So you actually get really good ride. It doesn't affect your handling. It's not noisy. It doesn't affect your articulation, and it doesn't affect your off-road articulation ability. I mean, it's really awesome. So you get more traction by eliminating wheel hop. You plant the tires better when you're off-road. You don't get one tire fire as bad if you don't have a limited slip differential, and you don't have any of the drawbacks of a regular traction bar. Some of the other things is, as the spring and axle wind up, you can adjust the amount that you want the traction bar to dampen out by adjusting these bump stops. Now you want to set them up so when the truck's at ride height, there's about 1 inch space. But this is the point where the traction bar will solidly engage. I'll have a little bit of float and things will move a little bit. But once it's on here, it's not going to allow the axle to twist at all. So this one will work for acceleration and this one will be for braking. This is strong chrome moly, good spherical bearings. It's not going to give you any trouble. Delrin bushings, so it smoothly pivots. And we have a dust boot to keep dirt and water out of the spherical bearing. These things are super well made. Probably won't give you any trouble. It totally eliminates wheel hop. Like we're out there doing burnouts, punching around my corners. No wheel hop at all. If you drag race your 4x4, which is unlikely, but if you do, it'll have a good effect in your 60-foot time. It's a nice, clean, no hop burnout. When you're coming around a 90-degree corner and stepping on the gas, most trucks with leaf springs and decent power have really bad wheel hop. Our truck would get wheel hop and the traction control would come on and the truck would bog. With these traction bars, it eliminates the wheel hop. Truck accelerates smooth around the corner and the traction control doesn't come on. So these things are, I don't know, I really dig them. It's worth every penny. It's going to keep your pinion bearing and your rear U-joint from premature wearing or breaking, and it'll eliminate hop under hard braking as well. So it's a win-win situation. I give this 2 thumbs up, and it's an awesome product. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to read about all the technical details of this awesome traction bar, go to MotoIQ.com, read the article. And if you need work done on your truck, suspension, engine, whatever, you can go to MotoIQ and click on MotoIQ Garage Services and we'll work on your truck.